This is a pretty impromptu video. I have no idea how long it's going to be. I'm just getting it out there in efforts to alleviate some concerns or questions people may have. For those of you that are uninformed, the CEO of Arrowhead stepped down, but I don't feel like stepped down is a very good word for it. He has transitioned from his position as the CEO to creative director. This means he's going to be far more involved in the balancing and game creation aspects of the game. This doesn't mean he's relinquished full control of the company, but it does mean he'll be less involved from a business standpoint on things and more hands-on in relation to the actual gameplay. The reason cited for this wasn't any pressure from Sony, but instead vocalization about not being able to properly balance attention between the game and the business side of things. This is probably good news for any of you lamenting about things moving slowly or game balancing not going in a direction that you would like it to. I can't imagine he would feel the need to roll up his sleeves and get more involved if he had felt perfectly fine with where things currently are. Once again, I don't think this is a demotion. I think this is a lateral move more than anything else. He has stated that he is still the chairman of the organization, but now the effort is more cooperative with his new CEO. So what do we know about this new CEO? His name is Shams Georgiani. Apologies if I mispronounced it. Apparently these two go way back and have worked together on multiple occasions, building quite the rapport. And from what I can gather, they're rather amicable with each other. Georgiani is cited to have been a high-level advisor for several studios, particularly Paradox Interactive. Here's where things get interesting and good for us, the players. They have both stated a desire for Arrowhead Studios to remain independent and not become a publicly traded company. For those of you that don't understand why that's a big deal, that means we, as the players, aren't at the mercy of shareholders who have no idea or vision as to how to make a good product in the gaming industry. We aren't going to have content left on the cutting room floor because some dipshit in a suit cut funding after he couldn't see the vision the developer had worked on and made a reality. He has said, my job is to enable creative people to do more games, and that's also what matters to the players. He also said when growing up, Blizzard was one of those bucket list places to work at, and Arrowhead has the potential to make it to that level as well, which I'm sure meant he wants Arrowhead to be one of the bucket list places to work at, but reading that just gave me a chuckle seeing as what Blizzard has become now, so I thought I'd share. Now, both of their final statements, if proved true, gain a great deal of commendation from me. They mentioned that growth is a means to an end, but not an end itself, showing that their goal is not to become some sort of corporate monolith. And they also concurred that they don't run the business for monetary gain, and it exists solely due to the desire to make great games. That sounds like a damn good deal to me. They sat down and did a full interview that I found at the games industry website that hopefully I will remember to link in the video information. If I don't, please remind me to. I will do it then. They touched on something here that I've been mentioning every so often. They accept responsibility for the tumultuous launch, referencing the server issues and other general live service issues, but one quote I think is important not to overlook is that he referenced the sheer amount of threats and disgusting behavior that was being lobbed towards Arrowhead employees. He actually had a much more level-headed take than the one I'm about to have, speaking about how it was unexpected and even jarring, but this is something you have to endure when you get a massive casual player base in a game that's intended to be difficult. But here's that not-so-respectful take that I said I was about to have. I get sometimes that things are annoying, and don't get me wrong, there's a community manager or two that needed the backlash they received, but you can still do that with a level of humanity and professionalism. For anyone who was or still is frothing in the mouth, screaming and threatening employees as opposed to calmly stating their problems like a real person, go look for the door. I'm sure there's an exit sign over it somewhere. Once you find it, walk outside. Then, while you're outside, you can stand, look at a wall, and scream at that wall until you've got your little temper tantrum all resolved and out of your system. Then, and only then, when you're good and ready, may you come back inside and communicate with civilized people like a civilized person. I don't care how mad you are that your dad left. It's not an excuse to threaten the life of a programmer just because it feels shitty to kill a Bile Titan right now. My apologies, I've had that one in the chamber for a while. There's been a lot of doom and gloom over the game lately, and like I said, I do think some was reasonable. But I'm also of the opinion that a lot of it was nuked out of proportion because of shitty AI rage bait thumbnails. It's been a hard, rough road, but things are starting to look up, so don't let people squander your hope for improvement here. Also, a couple things for the future while I've got your attention. I'm going to be making an extensive series about the ways in which you can transform your gameplay from mediocre to immaculate, and this can apply from the bottom all the way up to the top, because let's be real, there's a lot of people who flex titles, but the second they get into Helldive, they might as well be whistling Stranger in Paradise. Also, the balance talk is at the ready, I'm just waiting to pull the trigger for the right moment. Other than that, good luck out there, folks. Stay safe and have a wonderful night. I'll see you on the next one.